You are now watching the Queen Chioma.
Yep, 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 yep.
So hey guys, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be talking about Jada Cheaves being cheated on once again by Lil Baby. This is not my first time talking about this couple. I spoke on their relationship sometime last year, if not the year before. And that video basically described how I felt about Jada and her comments about men who cheat. In a nutshell, she said that all men cheat, everyone gets cheated on, and that men are going to cheat. Now, being that video was made about 2 years ago, I feel like after living my life these past 2 years, part of me feels like a lot of men do cheat. Part of me feels like all men do cheat. But I would never make that as an excuse as to why I would allow myself to continue to get cheated on. Recently, it has now come out that a prostitute, and that's what I'm going to call it because it is prostitution to sell your body and sell your sex for money, if you ask me. This prostitute named Miss London is alleging that Lil Baby paid her $16,000 for sex. Now, Lil Baby has been in a relationship with Jada for the past couple of years. They have a soon-to-be 2-year-old son, and Lil Baby also has a 5-year-old son with his ex and baby mother, Miss Golden. Why all of these girls are going by Miss something, I don't know, but I digress. Now, a lot of people are fed up with their relationship because to too many young black impressionable individuals, Lil Baby and Jada are seen as goals. They are often flaunting their love by going on extravagant vacations, buying each other expensive gifts, showing that black love is still alive, as well as kind of having more of a positive, less toxic relationship for people to see. But for those of us with common sense, know that none of these couples that we see in the celebrity world can be deemed as goals. Honestly, even the couples that you see in everyday life shouldn't be seen as goals. Relationships are hard. There are good days, there are bad days. There is a lot that goes on when you're dealing with someone romantically. It's never all just rainbows, unicorns, and cupcakes, okay? So this time, this prostitute named Miss London is coming out and exposing Lil Baby. Some people are saying that she's affecting her bag by letting it be known that she's messing with him, which on a business standpoint for her, she definitely is. But all that notwithstanding, let's look at the actual picture of the situation. So I've broken my video down into 4 main talking points, so let's get right into this video. So point number 1 is, at this point, Jada, you are dumb, okay? Jada is dumb. And not everyone deserves sympathy for certain things. Now, I've been cheated on in just about every relationship I've been in. I have a very, very low tolerance for cheating now that I am an adult and now that I know what I want and have been genuinely hurt. See, the thing with heartbreak is that it teaches you a lesson even though it hurts. And I think the biggest lessons that we learn in life hurt the most. I'm not sure if Jada has gotten to that point, being that she allows Lil Baby to cheat on her time and time again. And the only time that she's voiced it in any form of distaste is when the situations go public. As a rapper and as a young black man, and a young black man with 2 baby mothers, 2 kids, who is unmarried, Lil Baby is a bachelor, okay? Regardless. After all of the extravagant gifts that he has bought Jada, the cars, the house, the purses, I see no ring. Because at the end of the day, I don't believe he wishes to be held down by a wife through the sacrament of marriage at this time. He is 26 years old, a top charting, top selling rapper. He is debatably one of the best in the new generation, and he has an overall positive aura when it comes to him and his fan base. Literally, I've never heard of anyone who doesn't like Lil Baby's music. Maybe they haven't heard his music, but when they listen to it, they don't think it's bad. So with that in mind, Jada turns a blind eye to a lot of his wrongdoings. And the major wrongdoing is not being faithful in their relationship. I don't think a marriage would honestly fix this situation. A man who wants to be loyal will be loyal to you whether there's a ring involved, a piece of paper, or just a verbal agreement of being in a relationship. And when someone shows you time and time again that they love you but don't respect you, it comes a point where I have to call a spade a spade. And that spade is, Jada, you're being dumb. And I know I'm gonna get flack for calling her dumb, but I've also been called dumb by other girls for tolerating disrespect and disloyalty. And yes, it hurt, but in the end, it was what it was. I was dumb. Also, for those of you that may comment that some of us shouldn't be speaking on this because we're being cheated on by men who don't do what Lil Baby does, or men that have less than what he has, at the end of the day, that doesn't change anything. That cop-out excuse to refrain people from expressing what is right and what is wrong is pathetic. A lot of times people act like cheating is a flaw of a relationship. No. It is a choice. It doesn't matter when or why it happens. Wrong is wrong. But anyway, let's do a little story time. So I spent most of 2020 dealing with a guy who never made me his girlfriend, but he got all the perks of having me around through gifts, support, sex, loyalty. Hell, he was on my channel, the whole 9 yards. And there were many red flags from day one. A girl reached out to me from the beginning to tell me what type of man he was, and I ignored it. So as the months progressed, more girls, even guys who were my friends, kept telling me things about this individual, and I kept turning a blind eye. It came to a point where we were in a very serious situation, and I got my heart broken, all jokes aside, because me knowing what type of man he was, I was in disbelief and wanted the relationship, or I guess you could say situationship, to evolve into relationship. And I thought that I had some form of power, some form of agreement, some form of loyalty, or God knows what, that regardless of what he did outside of our situation, he was always going to choose me over another girl. And he did in certain situations until eventually he did not. And it was a slap in the face because of how much time, the feelings, and the love that I had already invested into this individual. I really wanted us to work, and I really liked him for who he was, regardless of what people said about him. And in the end, I looked stupid and I looked dumb and I wasted my time when I could have been with someone who actually wanted to do right by me. And that's the situation with Jada. I'm pretty sure there have been other instances with his cheating, but at the end of the day, we know that little baby comes home to Jada and probably loves her more than he loves other girls, or Jada doesn't value the relationship that he makes with other girls, being that in most cases they're just sexual. So she places herself at the top of his food chain, and I've been there too. At the end of the day, the girls who are at the bottom of the food chain, who don't get themselves emotionally, sexually, and financially tied to the man, are actually the ones who get the last laugh in the end. I'm almost 110% sure that each of the girls who warned me about the guy I was dealing with are probably laughing their asses off at me because I got played in the long run, just like they said I would. So with Jada, it doesn't make you any better, any holier, any smarter, any prettier, or anything to know that your man is consistently cheating on you, messing with other girls, and disrespects you to the public. And the crazy part is, when it came down to it, the guy who I was dealing with obviously started messing with another girl after me, and from my knowledge, him and her are no longer even together for whatever reason. But the funny part is that same guy never ever stopped trying to get with me, even after him and I separated ways. I just wasn't dumb enough to fall back into his games and his trap, and I pride myself for not being dumb and taking back a man who embarrassed me very badly the first time. People, especially us women, especially us young girls, love to make this argument that everyone has been cheated on and we've all taken back a cheater. And I don't necessarily think that everyone's been cheated on, but a lot of us who have been, a lot of us have taken back a cheater. But how many of us are going to keep taking back a cheater again and again and again, keep getting publicly scrutinized, keep getting disrespected by our own child's father, and keep acting as if there's something about us that is so much better than the next girl that the man in question will eventually eradicate his dog ways just to treat us how we want to be? Not that many. Literally, that is a dumb mindset to have. A man who wants to be loyal is going to be loyal. A man who wants to respect you is going to respect you. A man who actually loves you is going to love you. And I'm not debating that little baby doesn't love Jada, but at the end of the day, he doesn't respect her. And the more you allow a man to keep doing you like that, the less respect he's going to have for you. It's like anything in life. Anything that seems easy, anything that seems like you have full control and you can have your way, you're not going to respect it. Which is why they say men don't realize what they have until the woman that they really love leaves them. And in my opinion, until Jada actually leaves, she's dumb. Because it's insane to be taught the same lesson over and over and over again and hope for a different result. That's just not going to happen until something actually changes. Now, point number 2, let's talk about the prostitute. I don't know who Miss London is, and I don't care to know who she is. But at the end of the day, when it comes to their interaction between her and little baby, it's the lack of respect for me. It's the, I'm a dumb boy, so I'm going to tell on myself for me. As you can see on the screen, little baby left a paper trail with this prostitute via Twitter DM, admitting to paying for pussy, which essentially is admitting to cheating. And as much as I feel like Miss London could have kept this to herself, she literally had every reason to expose little baby because he did it to himself. So the thing about men is, a lot of them are so dumb when it comes to situations like this, they literally tell them themselves because they're so sloppy and messy with their external escapade. The reason why men get caught cheating is because they try to do too much. They don't know how to handle their situation, and they have so much of an ego when it comes to having multiple women that they forget that you have to be strategic and hide your BS. Like literally, this was more than a rookie mistake. If you're going to do what you're going to do, you don't leave a paper trail. But anyway, thanks for leaving the paper trail, because now we actually have receipts and proof. Because in the past, Jada has tried to defend little baby's cheating as well as deny some of the things that he has done that have been evident to the public. So here's a slap in the face to both little baby and Jada, as these receipts are undeniable. I also find it very disrespectful that you have a beautiful woman at home who I assume is loyal to Lil Baby, the mother of his youngest child, as well as has her own money, her own brand, and her own bag, but somehow you still find it deep within your sexual desire to pay $16,000 for sex. Now, Lil Baby has a lot of money. He tricks off on Jada with cars, bags, vacations, and all of that. So $16,000 to him is probably $10, to us normal people. But it's just the fact that this is what Miss London does for a living. She gets paid to have sex with people, and that is her career and it's her business. Do I agree with it? No. But I don't judge people for their dealings with sex work. So Jada sits at home with the baby, looking good as always, seems like a very sweet girl, doesn't really have a bad attitude. A lot of people really do like her. And something within Lil Baby still says, not only am I going to cheat, but I'm going to go pay to cheat. It's the everlasting audacity for me. Like, let's cut the malarkey and cut it quickly. Furthermore, Miss London has alleged that there was a video involved in which Lil Baby allowed her to record them having sex. And God forbid the video does hit the internet. That is the utmost disrespect and heartbreak that you can have in a situation like this. Not only is it ultimate proof, but literally makes you feel like the scum of the earth. Trust me and believe me, I've been there too. And I feel like this may be one of the first situations in which I see the man actually being held more accountable than the woman. But Miss London does deserve to be dragged. She knows that this man is in a relationship, but she still decided to be sexually involved with him, and then decided to take it to social media, which is very messy and very unprofessional if this is her business. Like, I would have been mad too, but at the same time, she doesn't owe Lil Baby any loyalty. Pay me my money and the rest is what it is. That's the risk that Lil Baby takes when you're going to cheat with anybody. Whether he cheated and paid or just cheated, any woman can go to the next girl and tell her what you did. Should have had her sign a contract, my boy. That's a rookie mistake. Now, point number 3 is, where do we go from here? Here's my advice. I'm only 23 years old. I have a lot of living and learning to do, especially when it comes to relationships. I am not perfect. Even in my last situation, I made a lot of mistakes. I feel like I shouldn't have reacted to a lot of things. I feel like I should have left way earlier. And I definitely wish I would have never let that boy take me out of my character, because I feel like now I've been painted in a certain way in his perspective that doesn't really even reflect who I am. Because even though that individual really did hurt me, I still had love for him and could have remained friends and cordial at the very least. But when someone shows you their true colors again and again, when someone disrespects you again and again, and when someone shows you that they're not going to change again and again, you have to be the one that leaves. Like, come on now. I don't understand like how this is rocket science to certain people. I see a lot of people in the comments excusing her reasons for not leaving, such as, well, they make more money together and she really loves him and she's waiting for him to change and he's the father of her son. And all I could say is, okay, so at what cost are you going to allow yourself to be emotionally, physically, sexually, and financially disrespected? Like, let's be real. Jada just spent a lot of money for Lil Baby's birthday, which was less than a week ago. Bought him a Richard Mille watch, bought him a car, did all of these things for him, just to turn around a few days later and get this devastating news. Then emotionally, no girl is the same after being cheated on and lied to and disrespected. Physically and sexually, you paid for sex from a woman who makes money off of having sex with people. Like, it's the STDs for me. Like, it's the I probably have a little itch in my peen for me. It's the why on earth would you ever expose me to potentially bring home something to me for me? And I don't know if any of y'all know this, but there was a rumor a few years ago that Jada had herpes. So the fact that Lil Baby is probably well aware of that rumor, it all seems like you want her to fall victim to the lies that people had put out there about her on the internet. And that's not fair to her, especially because that's a lie. I feel like Jada has to be real with herself. Do the bags, the internet fame, and the clout mean more to you than the respect as a woman, the example you set for your child, as well as your health when it comes to situations like this? Because to me, the answer is no, but for her, it might be yes. She is a well-liked girl, she's a sweet girl, but we don't know her personally. She might really feel like it's all worth it in the end. And to us people with common sense, we know that this is not going to end well. Like, they're not going to see the altar anytime soon. I highly doubt it's going to be a happily ever after this relationship, and at least not right now. I don't think they're going to convince the public eye that they are relationship goals, especially after this incident. Literally, all of this is like the third public cheating scandal with this same couple. I also did want to mention something about Lil Baby's first baby mother, Miss Golden. Now, she gets a lot of flack on the internet, but I can never understand why sometimes. I think people are mad at her because she wants more financial support out of her child's father than what he gives her. But because I feel like Jada is more liked than her, people are forgetting that at the end of the day, if you're gonna hold your one child with your girlfriend to a certain lifestyle and a certain standard, your other child should not miss out or be restricted from that same lifestyle. And I don't know their business, so, maybe Miss Golden is just really a bitter bitch. But according to Miss Golden, Lil Baby gives her only $2,000 a month to take care of their son. Now, to the average person, that is more than enough to take care of a child. But when you see someone throwing Birkin bags and extravagant gifts and vacation for their girlfriend, boyfriend and their kid. Meanwhile, you're getting a mere $2,000 a month. You cannot tell me that as a woman, you wouldn't be a little bit bitter or mad about it. I feel like a lot of us black women are very catty and petty, and we love to antagonize women, but if we're being real, every last one of you would be a little bit upset that your child is not being treated the same as their sibling is because your child's father is with another woman. I just kind of feel like it's not fair, and I do think she should get a little bit more money. Like $2,000 is a lot for the average person, but come on now, like he can afford it, so why not? And I see that Miss Golden did throw some shade on her Instagram story, which if we're being real, she had all right to do. See, the thing is, Jada parades all of this materialism around as if she's holier than thou than the next girl for what Lil Baby gives her. But at the end of the day, Lil Baby cheated on Miss Golden, and he consistently cheats on Jada. So of course Miss Golden is gonna sit there and laugh her ass off because even though it's been years, nothing has changed about Lil Baby other than the amount of money that he makes. And she's always made her issues about the money being her issue versus anything else. I genuinely don't think she wants to be with him. I do think she is a bit bitter, but I definitely feel like any girl would feel the same type of way. Now, my fourth and final and longest point is this. Ladies and gentlemen, stop making these people your couple's goals. Lil Baby and Jada are not couple goals, okay? A man buying you stuff does not mean that he's going to respect you. Take it from me. The last guy I dealt with, like I said, when we first started talking, he bought me some shoes, he paid for my nails, he would buy me food, things of that nature. And guess what? I still got played like a violin. I still got disrespected. I still got called a bitch amongst other things on several different occasions. He still put his pulsing, piping penis in another pussy, okay? He still lied on me to the girls that came before and after me, and he still tried to contact me about sexual relations even when he's with these other girls, even so last week. And I know he's with another girl to this day. There's nothing worth it when it comes to relationships other than loyalty, respect, and love. Those three things have to work harmoniously in order for you to feel like you're in the right situation for you, amongst other things. But come on, those are pretty much the principles of a relationship. The materialism, the clout, the money, all of those things are a plus, and all those things are very nice, but they are not the epicenter or the mitochondria of a relationship. There are people who are couples that live in a little trailer, somewhere in a trailer park somewhere in the country, who live of a maximum $2,000 income a month, that are loyal to one another. And then there are the Lil Babies and the Jadas and the Kens and the Dieras that have all of these extravagant surpluses in their life, but still choose to not be loyal to their women. And if you ask me, Jada knows that the internet only focuses on something for a short period of time. Literally within a week or two, nobody's going to be talking about them, so she can play like she's hurt or that her feelings will remain under the radar, when in reality, she'll be over it just as fast as we are moving on to the next topic. Literally, some of us will sit here and drag her or talk about their relationship, and then in a few months when he's buying her more gifts, we'll be back seeing them as couple goals and saying that their relationship is cute or whatever. And I just don't like the fact that oftentimes Jada flexes that she has her own money, her own bag, and her own everything. So if that's the case, what loss are you taking leaving Lil Baby and teaching him a lesson? Like, I would respect her more if she just left him and showed him like, yeah, you're gonna miss what you had with me when I'm gone, and allowed him to actually work hard to gain her trust and her loyalty back, versus just brushing off all of these different instances and acting as if he's going to change just because you got mad for a few days. I used to get mad at my ex for days, not talk to him for days, put him on do not disturb, block him or whatever. But as soon as the I'm sorry started coming in and the I'll change or the I miss you started coming in, I would fold. But after you've been through that at least one time, you know that it's fool me one time, shame on you, but fool me two times, shame on me. And now with this one, fool me three times, bitch, I'm just dumb. Like, let's just keep it real. Like, I really wish we could just cut the malarkey and call a spade a spade. It's insanity, and it's very hard to have empathy or sympathy for a girl who allows this to keep happening to her. She doesn't owe anybody on the internet an explanation of her choices. Let's be real. Let alone she doesn't have to tell us that she's leaving or not. But even in the last couple of days that this topic has been a topic, the types of tweets that she's been making don't really allude to leaving. I mean, if you're gonna say anything about the situation, at least say that you're gonna leave. I understand money and probably good sex, and let's be real, love causes you to make decisions that you wouldn't usually make and causes you to have a misjudgment on a very obvious situation. But this isn't a good look. And I really do like Jada, but it's kind of like, come on sis, like, how do you expect your fans to have sympathy for you? Or even if you don't need anyone's sympathy, you can't expect anyone to not call you dumb or stupid or whatever, because this literally is what it is. It's dumb. No woman gets anything out of talking down or dragging the next girl. But if we're gonna be adults and people with common sense in this conversation, it's to the point where now Jada just deserves whatever is going to come of a relationship, because she's made it known to the public that she won't be leaving if it comes to being cheated on, embarrassed, and disrespected. And that's very sad, because I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I've been there and it hurts. You'd be surprised how long it takes someone to get over instances of cheating and disrespect. And sometimes the cheating doesn't hurt as much as the disrespect does. Jada does everything but leave. Tweet literally party, go to a club, throw shade, post all this materialistic stuff, but you cannot convince me that this girl is happy in her relationship. I don't care how much money or fame someone has. As a human being and as a woman, we all want respect and loyalty from our partners. This is the same girl who told us that she'd rather cry in a Rolls Royce than anything. So we see where her priorities are when it comes to what she wants in her relationship. And I feel her. I'd rather be crying in a Rolls Royce too. I'm over here crying in a Camry. But still, when does that get old? When does crying just in general get old at all, no matter if you're in a Lambo or if you're in a 2002 two-door Honda Accord? I believe she's obsessed with the lifestyle and doesn't want to give it up, but she claims that she has all of these things on her own, but I have yet to see her be a strong, single, independent woman who's just out here handling her own business as a mother and as a grown individual without her relationship being the epicenter of who she is. I know it probably does suck to be known for your relationship, but as people, we're allowed to evolve and change. She doesn't have to be in this situation, but it comes off as she just wants to be, which is why I have to say that her actions are dumb. A lot of celebrities will justify a lot of BS by making it known that they are richer than us or have access to nicer things than us or can afford to live a certain lifestyle, but they forget that at the end of the day, we're all humans. The intangible aspects of life, such as loyalty, respect, and love, can still occur with or without millions of dollars in the bank. Part of me doesn't even want to call her dumb, but she's definitely complacent. She knows what comes with the lifestyle, and she's willing to risk her reputation, her sexual health, and her respect from her boyfriend as well as the public to salvage being a rapper baby mama. I'd probably be singing a different tune if they were married, but Jada, you can leave and do that easily. Well, not easily, because I mean, it is what it is, but just a little bit easier than if you were to be married to him. I say all of this to say, Jada, you're gonna learn your lesson, and it's gonna hurt even worse the longer you stay. That's how things happen. I feel like a lot of us young girls stay in hopes that a man will change, and then when we reach our magic number of mess ups, that will get us to the point where we're fed up. But Jada, tolerance level must be very high, because honestly, after going through what I went through in 2020, I will no longer be staying for cheating, disrespect, lying, or anything that seems to be a red flag. Like Lil Baby said in his song Close Friends, take me back if I was you and I did what I did, I probably wouldn't. Men know their worth more than women do. Jada, Lil Baby will never ever give you this many chances if the shoe was on the other foot. And that's the disappointing part to being a woman, but it is what it is. I completely understand being young and in love. Trust and believe, y'all. Like I tell you guys, I'm 23, and the reason why I always say my age is that so that a lot of you young ladies that are close to my age can understand that I'm literally just like y'all. I can preach a whole bunch of good things and not take my own advice just like the next girl, but it comes a point where you just have to say F that dude on to the next. You know your worth, sis, okay? You know you're well off and have a lot going for yourself than the average girl. Don't let any man treat you like you're average, okay? Don't let him get away with this time. If I was you, I would leave him, go get me another boo that you may or may not want to be serious with. Take the time to reflect, live your life with you and your son, and see how bad it's going to hurt him when you know your worth and he can value you for who and what you actually are. So that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know this was a very long rant, but you know, I'm very passionate about topics like this. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.